Keisha, but her worship can now find throughout the world. Here you can look at it and read it. Now, continue. But we never got a chance to look around. The black shells attacked as the wind attack us from all sides. No vampires, but no chikabaras. I think it's chikabara, guys. Once of the lads we pull from the gallows and kill gallows to get killed right away. The second one we ran for his life. That left me in a rat and Kira. That was the name of the priestess, and we're all sealed ourselves from the fight of our lives. Continue. Just when we got through the end, and we come with the Chikabara surrounding me like a pack of dogs around the bears of rats. Friends wondered and down the teeth of the quickness of the blasting monsters clutch on the Kira's shoulder. Right then, when we hope was lost, the other lad from the gallows suddenly come running back and kill the beast attacking Kira. And I'm sure you know that I turn a point in the fight like this was a moment before we lost. A moment later we had it back to the control. Then the Chapabara, I think it's Chapabara, chopped dead on the one by one. The rat folks reunited with their family where high in the basement. The priestess and I closed my eyes, and that boy from the gallows who saved us. Was a shame he did not survive the fight. May the God kept his soul in the journey. Thought the afterlife. Number one, that's good story. We could have died in disgrace on the gallows, but instead he died as a hero. I expect more cheerful story, and now I'm sad. Evil your survivor was a fool. He could easily been fled. I'm going to say the number one. The good story has not died disgrace and the gallows, but he said die a hero. And I frankly stunned him some points, and the final judgment is smarter. Remember, our journey did not end in death. Continue. Have you been for mercy in the Miles? That was my name, and I would be hanging from the nose, and me and Kyra and all the rat folks would be dead, and that some village told me that is a kind of deed done by the unkind person in the hundreds times more precious by some of by the same token, and an evil done by the noblest skill of 100 of times more horrifying. That was really when to say the Chumpabara or something were just a good starting point. What made you become a paladin of Everdeen? Sierra Glaze Serpent Motionary. Then she thought, that is a serious question and a good one. You should ask it in a companion, but it's a long story. I started with 12 years ago. I was nothing like a person, and I am rammed. I'm a ram around the streets of Soku with the other with the other homeless orphans I sold, and I fought, and I heard the sword for a bit, not prepare the origin from a paladin. It is it? Continue. It's like a story, guys. And I bet you it's like an hour right now, guys, playing this. Back then, Soku is a city of orphans in the window. Orphans, window, and the windowers of Ganals demate the city of regular of my parents were amused their victims. People there heard about the new deaths before they're finished mothering in their previous losses. One day in the group of knights and of Amadil brought me glamour and a hope to the city, but while I saw them as a survivor, a protector, protector, as a busy piercing up their noble horses and their glamour material armor, wondering just how much one of their pretty swords would fetch. Ha ha ha. Continue. A thief lived one day at a time. That's what they said I was. They said I was typing that. I never thought the pass of next job. Anyhow, I was able to sneak into the knight's camp and steal one of those Montreal helms. Stella paused, her voice sadly and amused, and I was right there when I Gurnos attacked me, and the helmet owner and Ismail was his name, and I dealt with the blow to the unprotected head. Again now, like all those owners, she fearless drove me from the gates of Soku. The one blow was fatal, but who was really blamed for her death? The grenade attacked our young thief named her name is Shika. I know what it takes to survive sometimes. I cannot judge you. I even see a small misdeed. We could have a terrible consequence. Catholic is a life at cure and full chaos. Sometimes you need to survive. Just come down to luck. You could not have noticed the consequence of your actions. I'm doing something Catholic, like the life is cruel for chaos. Sometimes you need to just to survive down to the luck. I just did an action, but so how you see it? Sierra looked at you with a curious but no hospitality. I cannot accept that point in view. If the story of my youth taught me or anything, it's that we're all accountable for our actions. It's too easy to wave off responsibilities to use the currently life and a excuse. I prefer an action of Catholic. But you're asking me what brought me into this rank of Lomdale warrior, where I choose the paladin's path for my own reasons. Somehow I guided to a noble spirit, some by desire to fight the injustice because who I am. That's I thought penance and penance and a debt unpaid. They days email died protecting the city. I want to kill myself for a terrible guilt, but then I realized I won't make it in the world by any better if I decide that instead. I tried to take her place, and I become who she had been, protecting the innocent that would be no longer be able to protect. What are you principles that a paladin and Indel follow? She has smiled. I tell you, I like to recreate our code. I feel like I said it thousands of times, but I never get too old there strict. But it never get old. There is a strength in the world. After a pause, she began to her voice slowly and medicates. I will learn the weight of my sword without my heart guided. It is is wise. No, worthless. My strength is not in my sword, but it's in my heart. I lose my sword. I have a lot. I have lost a tool. If you betrayed my heart, I have died. Continue. I will have faith in her Terry, the channel of her strength through my body. I shine in the legion, and I not in the treason, Tyrannus. Her guilty thought base action. I'm the first into battle. The least I live it, I will not be taken. The prisoner by freeing will. I will not surrender those under my command. I will never abandon my champions, companions. I thought I will honor the surface freely again. Give them it. Continue. Well, guards honor the fallables through the indeed, and I will have faith in them when I'm no doubt my force of enemies in the slender, but I am responsible for their lives. I will never refuse a challenge from the accord. I will give honor and worth the enemies, the contempt of to rest. I will suffer from death before dishonor. I will be temperate within my actions, moderate in my behavior, my behavior. I will strive to emulate an Aldine profession. Thank you for learning everything I want to know. I hope you do not bore you. I ask somebody else if you like. Remember, Rhea Beth said you're a friend of Deanne. Dory is missing. Do you know where we should look for her? Best worry about her fighters. I understand that. I want to look for Jerry Ann myself, but so I do not direct you. But since you're in this too, I could use some help. Continue. Jan and I met at Canabras. Canabras. For a few days ago. I just hit it off when we went drinking together. We went on a faithful celebration together too, but we got separated in the crowd. We should start looking for him in the main square, that where we saw her. So frown. Joran is a good fighter, even if she is a green. She should not become a Aradari or what otherwise. I hope that means she's alright. What do you think what's going on in Canaris? Trying to pronounce that. What do you think what's going on in Canaris?
Best viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space and
No.
join BR.
No, I'm not doing that. Just follow me, demon. Just follow me. Just follow me. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Everyone just follow me like regular. Normally, not buying users. I don't want you to buy users. And you guys are trolls too. Man. I'm sorry I egged it on. No one. I said that all the time. No. I completely chaos. It's lucky we're here to handle it, right? She smiled brightly, then she gave you a worried talk. Does the way I talk, brother? I know I can see the brace many good people. Brace, I think it's brace many people, and the protector. Trana, I don't know about that girl. I cannot pronounce that name, guys. Died here on cameras. Paladins and Adele expected the property of respectful of someone. I don't know if I read this, but I think I read this. Everyone can read this. You can read the. Continue. I prefer I prefer to face my troubles with a smile and a bit of common sense. Grief is a weapon they're used against you. I cannot undermine a warrior in spirit. It's better hold off a grief until you're driven to the least demon and the closest from the city. If you want to win, we cannot mourning other. You cannot be mourning other disgrace by day and night. Please enjoy healing the souls. There is a wisdom and temper. Another a more amusing, and one should not reject them to more the incaparate remorse, cement, capable endorsement, we could offer others morals. I think it's morals. Many people love their premises of criminals. I'm not bothering by your talk, but matter is you fight I want to say the Catholic. If you want to win, you cannot more and discreet and day by night, plus in the joyful of souls, healing the souls. I mean, you're nice when you're. It's nice when you and your commander think alike. So smile softly. You prefer an action that was Celtic. Is fighting demons all you want, or are you looking for something more? And what? Actually, I'm gonna get a drink. I'm gonna pause this for a minute. I read a lot here, guys. Whew. So how do you cover your how are you cover your how are you covering myself in glory? Because the hero was 100 borrowers, or at least a dozen. They're they're living ones. Seth's eyes shine cheerfully. Anyways, but more serious, the area around the whirlwind, whirlwind wood is the best place for a Palian who wishes to defend and weaken and serve good. Being a part of the crusade is a reward enough for me, but there is something that worries me. I think I read this, right? You can read it, guys. Here you go. Did I read this? Here you can read it. I did a lot of reading here. You can read that. Continue. I do not even sound like I'm Carrie criticize I'm that word. My brother is in my arms, but the Eagle Watch is in our order. Fuse. I meant Eagle Watch. Our orders of focused on just one arm. In the war against the whirlwind, that why they can sometimes overlook the smaller thing, ordinary misfortune, and continue. I always begin to wonder. Nights become any moment I could get up and go and help the poor rat folk, those family have been kidnapped, or an old woman who favors their dog had gone missing. So weird. My answer, I do not have something big, important goal, but I will be happy to help those who need it. A little bit here and a little bit there. I think we should go our separate ways, but you should better look for a new commander. Stella frowned. I thought that's your final discussion. We do not get me wrong, you have the right choice of companion, but every sword counts in the war. Even we had our differences. Yes, you're right. I was being rushed. Yes, that's my final discussion. Thank you. Then good luck you on your journey. Serve makes a short brow, turn quickly, constantly emotional of her face, and walk away.
This is my path.
Usually someone say goodbye after that too. I talked to him. Arbeth rubbed her red and tired eyes. Any success? How the city? What is our main objective? I meant. You heard what the demon said? You're going to said there are going to be separate the to separate the war zone, but blow it up, the whole barrier around it, the war zone. That would be even worse disaster than the war zone expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only can Yes, Canberra kind of rests even, but even the city with Willstone will not be destroyed, including the capital. We cannot allow that. No matter what, we will retake it, even even destroy it if must. Endelo's gift must be not become a weapon of the abyss. Those Warstone, what are they? They are the greatest treasure and shield, the shield given to us, and by Endel herself, replaced in cameras and other Medivh city and fortress by her herald and its chain of warstone form of protection barriers and stopping the expansion of the whirlwind kept the demon from moving beyond the barrier. We shudder to think what happens if their barrier falls. Allow me to ask you a few personal questions. Frowning a little, and Albeth nodded. Please, but Moles warned you. There are something I do not have the right to discuss. Where are you from? Where are you from? I'm born in Canada. I was grow up on a farm just outside it, but my way back home it laid at the end of a long and windy road. It took me years to travel through the forgotten lands before I came to be where I am always belong. How did you become a paladin? A bitter smile appeared on her orc's face. I do not know much like I remember it. I believe it or not. The story of how I become a paladin is so the story how I failed to be a knight. Continue. My parents were a crusader. There were souls standing together in Medell. The Siltel army. When I was born, they were reunited from their war and started preparing me to continue their legacy. But my father was in a orc. You're being pressed to find a commoner, wise and more curious servant of the goddess than he. But we still all have life. We was dogging by the stairway, looks and whispers. Look at the and pause it, and you can look at it and continue. And I grow older, and I was time for me to serve and decide anywhere but Canberra, Canaveras, I think that's what it is. That was where my father had to serve loyal and had only reward had been injustice, beside which the hunter lad by the honor of prelate Huron struck. The city was with a heavy hand. Who knows that what they have done to the strange girl in green skin? Indeed, I went to, and I smirked. That looked like more like a painful grimace cross on her face. You can laugh if you want, but I was young and foolish, and choose less well of all the places. You imagine how well I was accepted in a country that had been battling for orgs and Balkanzen since his foundation. Canaveras. You can read that, pause it and read it. I know you can read this and pause it. Many people, I think I read. Yeah, read that. I don't know if I can read this. Whole about Balkan. The org can be found throughout the garrison, where else they are as powerful or living in themselves population settlement as in the whole of Belazan is in a unforgiving wasteland filled with shrubs, bushes, sleep mountains, and uneven lands where the water and scarlet and gently limit of the season flood roads. Continue. And there were many of there like me, but we were all treated as second-class citizens. To the local of my green skin was worse than deeper. worse than leper scrubs. Even my brother is, and his fate kept their distance. I took my views in the goodness, God, grant to me the power of a paladin, but even then not a single order would accept me into their ranks. But I spent 6 months knocking on doors before I realized a simple truth. I serve an Imdale, but not the people do not have to parasite myself before them. So I left as a paladin, but not at night. Continue. It's probably heard of. It's probably hard for you as a human to imagine what it's like when the very color your skin and a thing in your mouth makes people in the street turn on their heels to avoid you. I mean, no, the offense, of course. Did you come from to join the knightly order? I left the last wall when I traveled to the goddess guide me, and my path lead me to where Ashra says Astronomus. Oh, whatever that word is. Wherever it happened, I often fight to exchange gold, but I never put war in unworthy arm. Of course, the river kingdoms from a few years filled with monsters and tracking down criminals sometimes through there. I was just wasting time, but just the truth place were in Coronaris. But I pressed those through anyways. I did not even want to think about going back, but end up divine province, I think it's province, had brought me to the scene. Brought me my sense. Continue. And it happened in Termon. I tracked a gang of bandits, which is my employer suspected I was covered for Rismaran species. I managed to find their lair. Inside I found something more dangerous than a species on a holy temple to Zon Kuthen. Even when I broke into in there, the cultists were about the surface. People were person who was determined because my wife era, but that's what another story. Yeah, it's another story. The realm of Erzan was once another a violent river kingdom and the archduchy of Malkat, where the leadership changed in often a year. There ended of 4661 when they landed was Concord in the Rasmir of Tauron claimed to have ascended the godhood. You can read the continue. After I cut down the cultless demise their paper, they cannot believe my eyes. A network of evil cults and spread there throughout the Avestan, including the Mendel verses of the document clearly show their allies the Temple of the Ivory Labyrinth. I have infested my native and Cannabis, and where we even almost ranked of the paladins after the delay. My home income would be tenement of direction. Luckily, I no longer alone. I was as eager to destroy the cultless as I was. Temple of Ivory Labyrinth. Pledging their living, the Bowman is what's called these suburbs of the good work of the Crusaders there, cause their troubles of the Crusader camp, investigate the fight and eager partition in the greatest violence there. Spread their lies and sow seeds of fear of the voice obscene by magic. Some have the muse the role of holy crusaders and risen in the ranks in our nightly order, waiting for their moments when their treachery could be used to revive the most foolish and I'll continue. Then aver and hurried to Carinaris. We cannot trust anyone to the paper and cater that the cultists had inflated everything unlucky. I had some experience in the investigation of it, and my beloved, the Horg smiled warmly. She know her ways around the working locks, telling people and trading information with the city bond feeders. soon as we defeated Atlas and the whole Hydra, but I fold of his head. Do you know to turn out to become a leader, the cultist, and the commander of the Eagle Watch? Continue. I'm gonna say that, Lord, religion check pass. I cannot imagine the followers of Siren Ren is in alliance of demon worship. Should they hate each other? They should, but Bear minions are master and of the script. They meant like Zon K. I'm gonna say Zon Cohen butchers as the eager of the Lamanites, and they are the cultists from the unholy temple. But unholy temple, they do not know the truth about faith, their own adversaries can us. We are ourselves to learn the truth about truth much later, but after getting to the bottom of their nest, gain 5 experience. How did the people of Criminals feels about the background? What? They tolerate it surprisingly well. We should not have been so worried. Crusaders do not tend to be the rejoice as a ruler. After all, the heroes from over the world, from the other continents, came here to fight the demons, preaching the people were only suspicious from the full-blood orcs. There were already many like me here, and we do not have any problems through the local to do their suspicion. Medell and Marlis last wall, they just have a different set of victims. Continue. They see those somehow. They seen those seems the sidewalks look and squall, hearing the formidable whispers. But where once they used the whispers behind my back and pointing at me, now the whispers in my ears pointed somewhere else, and so strange. But to be on the other side of humanity is the way and the split me from her face. I suddenly be invited to change positions and spit at someone else. Split. I meant spit at someone else. Continue.